Yes. Young sire, come with me.
You okay? You're not gonna try to, like, stab me or kill me when I'm not paying attention, are you?
Sire, have a little bit of credit for me. Sure, I may sell things off the black market, but...
Come on. Yeah, I'm not sure I believe you, but, keep walking, I guess.
Whatever. Look, just follow the damn path.
Is that any way to speak to me?
Sorry, Your Highness.
Better.
Can we go now?
Yes, we can. So barbarous.
So, this is what I got on the market today. We got a kitsune. We got a, what's them called? Grimalkins. You know, the Grims.
You mean the half lizard folk, the Grimalkins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of them. Their face can split in two. It's always found it kind of interesting how they can shoot tendrils out of themselves.
Luckily, they can't seem to do it. We have them restrained.
You'd be impressed at what they can do.
So you're saying you want to buy them?
No. Let's keep going. I want to see all you have in store. I'm mostly browsing right now. I don't have a definite idea of what I want.
All right. Anyway, next on the list is an elf. We got elves. Elvis Presley. What else? Oh, we have a couple traders. And we have this human and... What? Shh.
You see that?
See... what?
The human. They're just sitting there.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. But the human isn't even trying to escape. Let me see. Get a little closer.
Hey, stay behind the other line.
It'll be fine. Let me just get a little closer. Those are runes. Seems like this human picked up some magic. Have you been practicing again? You know that's illegal.
Yeah, but I'm also running the black market. Isn't this also super illegal?
Touche.
Also, you're buying from me, so...
I'm just saying. A human learning magic is a big no-no. I expect you to do better. Now, what if a Grimalkin learned magic? You know how screwed we'd all be. Do better.
Yes, sire.
Now, let me see this human. They've caught my eye.
I could let you in their little cage if you really wish.
No. You'll just trap me in there with them. Here's an idea. Take him out.
What? But you haven't even paid.
Relax, you know I'm good for it. You think I'd really skirt you out of cash? I know you can send assassins.
Fine. I'll take them out of their damn cage. Human! Hey! Look to me when I'm talking to you. Do you want another beating? Good. This folk right here is interested in you. Show him proper respect.
That was rather barbaric.
It gets the point across.
Hello, human. Skirting away from me, I see. Why's that? I'm a dragon. Well, of course I am. Something wrong? No, I don't intend to use my claws on you. You're not trying to kill me, right? Plus, I'm kind of wearing these gloves. Keeps me from scratching people. Makes it easier to read my books as well. Why am I here? Looking for an assistant. Why would I want an assistant from here? Well, let me put it this way. A lot of the assistants my family has hired turned out to be assassins in disguise. I figured there was less of a chance of an assassin if you're a prisoner inside of, well, one of the most secure prisons in the world. I noticed that you managed to escape, and you ended up in a black market stall. So you've already proven that, well, you're quite capable. And I could use that. Someone who's quite capable. Such barbaric words cursing me out. I suppose I can't blame you, though. My family line is not exactly the most pristine of them all. We have our dirty past. But doesn't everyone have a dirty past? I'm sure everyone's committed some type of sin. I think mine are pretty light in comparison to most. So what? I buy people off the black market and give them better homes. I'm so evil. So what? What about it? Yeah, I fought in war. Everyone had to fight. That wasn't just a me thing. That was a whole countrywide thing. Be mad at me all you want. I did what was required of me, not because I wanted to. You're just being stubborn, aren't you? I'm literally giving you an out of this cell and probably a much better life than you would ever have. So maybe show a little bit more respect. I'm not saying you have to respect me, but I am saying at least shut your mouth. Jesus. No, like this one? No. I actually kind of do like this one. They're frustrating, but I think I can work with it. How much? What? You really want the human? But there's so many better creatures. Maybe there is. But I want this one. Something just clicked. Fine. 200 gold, I guess. It's hardly my most collected prize. Thank you. Oh, and stop doing business in my kingdom, please. What? But you just bought from me. Yes. However, it gives us a bad image. Be out of this kingdom by next week, or I'll have the guard on you. I mean it. Fine. Take my business elsewhere. You're really frustrating, you know? I know. I would have thought being brothers in war would have meant something. Ugh. Come on. Don't fight the chains. Yes, I have a leash around you. What about it? Relax. I have to keep you on a leash for now, alright? If I didn't, guess what? You'd die. There's a force field around this area. If you try to leave without me holding you, your head will explode. So come on. Where are we going? We're heading out. Out of this dark and dreary place. We're going back to my home, the castle. I suppose I never did introduce myself. I rarely have to do it, so. But if you really want it. My name's Prince Sai. I am fourth in line to the Imperial throne. And, yeah. Oh, right, I guess you're wondering which Imperial throne. The Kingdom of Frostleaf, if you had to know, or the Empire of Frostleaf. Yes, we recently absorbed one of our neighbors, and we were finally big enough to be classified as an empire. So, that's kind of cool. That was the war that was mentioned before. Why did I go to war? I didn't have a choice. Fourth in line. I'm hardly next for the throne. Unless 3 of my siblings manage to die, I'm probably just gonna rule a minor part of the kingdom. Probably like the South District, probably. Not, not the worst, but not the best. What's with this reaction? You thought I'd be crueler? You have a real twisted idea of me, don't you? I can't blame you, though. I guess you did see me kill hundreds of troops. I'm quite adept at magic, and I'm also a dragon. So I'm quite deadly when I want to be. Well, most of my magic centers around, force fields and healing. But that doesn't mean they can't be deadly. Example, I can trap a force field around someone's lung and move it, ripping out their lungs. And if I do that on a mass-produced scale, I could basically knock out half an army all on my own. Not to say I'm invincible, I have my own weaknesses. Magic can only get me so far. If I get a good shot to my head or chest, and, bye-bye me. No, you won't be able to harm me. I've already gave you a passive spell. Relax, it won't make you do anything that's otherwise evil or sadistic or anything. Just made it to where you can't harm me of your own free will. You honestly think I would not protect myself in that way? If the roles reversed, I'd imagine you'd do the same. Anyway, I'm on. Into the carriage. Off to the castle we go. Home, sweet home. No, yeah, I suppose we will need to get you bathed, huh? Give me a moment. Father, it's wonderful to see you, and you look as red as a cherry tomato. Yeah. You moron. Here we go again. Yes, I am the moron.
You seriously left the castle? Do you know what could have happened to you? You're fourth in line, damn it.
Father, I don't think any assassin's really gonna care about me. If I die, it doesn't change a lot. Plus, my brothers are significantly more powerful than me, so why would it matter?
Honestly, you're a prince of the kingdom. You need to uphold our laws. I constantly seeing you breaking them. What would the people think?
The people? They don't even know that I exist. Why would they care? Most people don't even know I'm a prince. Oh yes, let's kill the fourth in line.
Oh, God. You are hopeless. And what's this? Did you freaking buy a slave?
Well, not exactly a slave, an assistant.
That's pretty much the same thing. That's like an unpaid internship.
No, Father. Okay, let me explain. I plan to use this wonderful human here to basically help me file my paperwork. And maybe help me clean my room sometimes. And maybe help me spy on my enemies.
You truly... Oh my God. Sigh, that's basically a slave.
It's not the same thing. I'm feeding them. I'm gonna clothe them, bathe them. I'll be a good owner, I swear.
You... Oh my God. I'm too old for this shit. Do whatever you want. I'm gonna go take some medication and go to bed.
All right, Father. Oh, sorry you had to see that. That was my dad. Yeah, King Regis. Hmm? Oh, you noticed he wasn't. No, he's not a dragon. Good point, did you see? No, me and my brothers are adopted. You see, he is sterile, so he was never able to have any children. But, when, well, about 10, 20 years ago? Yeah, 20 years ago, because I'm 23, the king, the king's knights, more to say, went and slew a dragon. The dragon had a clutch of 4 eggs, and I was the youngest of the clutch of eggs. But they took the eggs and they brought them to the kingdom, and my father, my dad, felt so bad that all these baby dragons are gonna grow up without parents, so he took us in and raised us as his own. And I mean, I like to think I look pretty human. I mean, yeah, I have some dragon-like features, but I've tried my best to maintain my human form as long as possible. Well, yeah, I have a dragon form, but it's not like I use it too much. I mean, it's kind of big, clunky, and no offense, hard to read books when I'm in a dragon form. I much prefer my human form. So much better. Can you imagine trying to read a book with large, scaly claws? No, it sucks. Probably would destroy the book outright. Oh, my tail. You wanted to touch it. I mean, okay, go ahead. I don't see why not. Hey, don't touch the gold ring. Leave it alone. And the silver. Don't touch it. Why? Because I said so. Alright, that's enough touching the tail. It feels weird. Hey, let's head to my room. Come on. I had to bathe you after all. What? You can wash yourself? Do you even know what soap is? Alright, Mr. I'm gonna get some soap. Well, wait, what is your gender? Well, I don't know what your gender is. Do you think I recognize human gender? I'm not even human. Why would I recognize that? Yes, I know women have boobs. I know men have the things. But, in my defense, I don't have either of those. So, yeah. Well, not in this form. Well, no, it's a curated form. I made this form. It's mine. And obviously I wouldn't put sexual parts on my form. Why? Because this form is used for, well, talking and interacting and reading. I don't need to have those parts either. I don't really plan to wed. I plan to just coast the rest of my days reading books and managing a small part of the country. Sounds pretty nice in my opinion. Yeah. Oh. You... Okay. I'm sure I can read you a book. What's with the sudden interest? You want to get to know me better since you're my new assistant. Wow, you're taking the role well. Oh, you're just trying to make small talk. You still feel very awkward. Ah, well, I guess that makes sense. Um, I would. I don't want to talk about that with you. My mom is a. Let's not talk about that. Hey, let's shit, you got me all flustered now. Thanks a lot. No, not in the, ooh, you're so hot, but in the, you got me, you got in my head. Look, I'm gonna take her to my room, go take a bath, and then we'll talk afterwards, okay? Okay. Ah, welcome back. Scratches on your arms. You tried to escape through the window, didn't you? Yeah, it's a little too small, isn't it? No, can't say I blame you. Also, you can't go too far from me. Remember? Chains, head explode. Anyway, come on. What am I doing? Sitting on the bed. You said you wanted me to read you a book, right? Well, how about a book about how our world was created? I doubt you know much about it. Only the royal family really knows, but hey, why not tell another soul? Yeah, sit down, come on. You don't have to sit in my lap. Jeez, just sit on the bed. There you go. Alright, let me start reading. Long time ago, the planet was ruled by humans. And the planet's name was actually Earth, believe it or not. Yeah, weird name, right? Named after dirt. Anyway, the planet's name was Earth, and it was ruled by humans. But these humans could never get along with each other. And they developed more powerful and stronger weapons. Eventually, they were able to build a mass destruction weapon. And, well, they blew themselves into oblivion. These weapons scorched the earth in green rays. And, well, the earth never quite recovered from it. Even to this day, there's a part of the world that, well, you can still see some of the radioactiveness in. It's a giant crater. After this event, a couple hundred years go by. Humans escaped into space, some underground. And, well, a type of larvae went through space. What we now know as Gaia. Eventually, they landed on Earth. And once they saw how damaged it was, they decided, instead of digesting the planet, to save it. Thanks to this action, we are still alive today. They brought back a lot of ancient creatures from ancient times. Some of them being humans that were spliced with other animals to create diversity of life, since most living creatures were dead at this point, besides like cockroaches and some rare types of sea creatures. They needed to create new life, so using humans, they made hybrids. Because of all the radiation, though, they had to direct it somewhere. This radiation became the basis of magic. Being able to siphon radiation into our bodies, we're able to use more and more powerful spells. Based on different elements, we're able to charge them and unleash them, depending on the creature. All was going well until, well, Gaia decided to have 2 children. One named Prometheus, and one named Atropos. And during this time, Gaia decided to assume a mostly human form with some insect-like qualities. The larva sort of going through a metamorphosis into a half-butterfly kind of creature, while their children both took on different forms based on the type of creature they were caring for. Example, Prometheus was in charge of humans, while Atropos was in charge of the hybrid species that were born from the humans. Together, they managed to forge a peace, but this peace was not long-lived. Prometheus and Atropos realized that humans and monsters, or at this point called hybrids, were stuck in a loop to where they couldn't advance. Not understanding why Gaia had stunted them, they decided to make one of the first half-gods, known as Kronos. Kronos was originally a human who lived on a farm and was happy there. He didn't have much going on in his life, but once he was approached by Prometheus and Atropos, he was given divine-like abilities. These abilities include the ability to recall, which is kind of like reversing time, but you can only reverse time in the sense of a object's momentum. Well, there were all their limits, like 10-second time limits, and peace was able to prevail for a couple hundred years. Humans and hybrids advancing together, building great cities. However, Kronos was originally human. He was not born a god. In fact, he was only a half god. And because of this, his mind began to decay. Being immortal, not dying, and never being able to move on, caused his whole visage to start melting until his face was gone, just a smooth, leathery surface. His fingers melded to his sides, and what ended up happening is quite gruesome. In his rage and outbursts, he ended up starting warping the areas around him. A part of Gaia's new world was being corrupted again, sent back to the days of nuclear warfare. And in one fell swoop, caused one of the biggest conflicts known as the Interloper War. Kronos was able to get the humans and monsters to start fighting on such a scale that Atropos and Prometheus couldn't get them to stop, no matter how hard they tried. Atropos and Prometheus did manage to contain Kronos, but not without its own personal cost. Gaia was severely injured in their slumber. Because of this, they were put into a coma-like state, and Prometheus and Atropos decided to bury them within the earth, hoping that the earth's energy would heal them. After all, Gaia was a type of parasitic entity. Even unconsciously, they could absorb energy, even if not that much. In the meantime, Prometheus and Atropos still had to deal with the warring humans and hybrids, them dying by the hundreds and thousands, to the millions, to the hundreds of millions. There was so much death and destruction. Prometheus, his heart just snapped, seeing all of the humans he cared for rotting in a field of death caused his mind to simply just go. And he went on a warpath, slaughtering human and monster alike, not recognizing friend or foe. Atropos, meanwhile, attempted to stop the monsters by force, putting herself in harm's way, trying to prevent the fighting, but she as well was critically injured. A spear flying through her eye as a sword went through her back. She collapsed there on the field, and when Prometheus found her body, well, let's just say, what happened next was quite disgusting. And an act of true desperation, an act of true disgusting hatred, he took Atropos' body and absorbed her into himself, taking on her more monster-like appearance, with the power of humans and hybrids both fusing within him along with his divinity. He decided to attack everyone equally, scorching the earth in fire and flame. There was no factions. There was no monster versus humans anymore. It was just survival. Eventually, however, they did manage to fell Prometheus. And when he fell, a bright yellow flower with an orange spiral grew where his corpse laid. The very first hollow flower. A final curse from him and his sister as they passed on. With Gaia out of the picture, and with Prometheus and Atropos dead and Kronos contained, eventually legends of these gods faded away into history, leaving only some minor clues and some historical landmarks that marked where they had been, such as Prometheus' Hellground and Atropos' shrine that still lays in ruins to this day. Gaia, however, still remained remembered, thanks to their efforts to save the planet as well as giving life to most humans and hybrids. They only know of this information thanks to some historical records found from that time. After this, millions of years would go by, humans and hybrids separating further, some building settlements and kingdoms, wars breaking out, and all the while the hollow flower spreading, slowly but surely growing into a large field. By the time that 3 million years had passed, the hollow flower had become a widespread phenomena, not quite taking effect quite yet, but having some minor effects, such as causing delirium and almost rabies-like symptoms. No one was spared. There were some people who managed to resist. Humans, most of all, didn't really seem to be affected. But they still were attacked by their hybrid brethren, causing further distrust and disdain for each other. The flowers causing feral-like tendencies to erode in them, the humanity fading away. It's still unclear whether this is Prometheus' twisted mind affecting them, or some psychological effect that breaks their mind. We're not quite sure. We believe it's some type of rabies, but we can't be certain. Moving on from that, several major kingdoms were then established. The kingdom of Dunce soon would come into prominence, starting off as a sort of mining town, before them smashing the local bandits in the area and absorbing them into their ranks, becoming bigger and larger, until they became one of the most powerful, dominant military forces in the land. The kingdom of Frostleaf is also well known around this time, as they became one of the most powerful economic factions to exist. They were never invaded thanks to just how much money they have, their capitalist society growing exponentially. What made Frostleaf special, unique, is it didn't matter if you were human or hybrid, it was a fair city. Anyone can make their fortune. And finally, the kingdom you're in now. The kingdom of Albor. The kingdom of dragons. We were founded fairly recently, in fact, only a couple hundred years ago. However, through the family lines, we've become just as prominent as Dunce's. Maybe not as powerful, but definitely no pushover either. I guess I shouldn't have said finally, because there is one more kingdom. Though because of its nature, we're never quite able to pinpoint it. It changing location so frequently, it's impossible, almost impossible to find it. The kingdom of Agartha. Argartha is a type of underground city that moves through the earth. Gaia itself. It's a city that tunnels and leaves behind very little evidence of its existence. Some have found it. I have been there as well. However, because of its nature, I'll probably never get to see it again. It travels from continent to continent under the earth, under the waves of the ocean. The people there are a type of human hybrids that are more like moles than people. Their eyes are black, and they cannot handle the daylight. They are well known for operating in night-type work, assassins, bodyguards. Some of them don't live in Agartha anymore. Some of them, in fact, live in this very kingdom, believe it or not. They're known as Agarthans, as I'm known as Dragonkin. And finally, at last finally, it comes to your kingdom, the Kingdom of Dunce, which I mentioned before. That is primarily of only humans. Monsters are not welcome, if I remember correctly. Do you find my story interesting? The founding of the kingdoms, the talking of gods and rulers from times long before our births. Do you find that interesting? Yes, all this really happened. We have historical documents stating so. Now you seem more interested to be my assistant. Are you eager to learn as much as I am? You see why I read so much? Yes, we have much to learn, don't we? Well, get to bed, and I'll see you tomorrow. I believe my assistant here will... Well, not assistant, my butler will take you to your room, and tomorrow we can start reading up together. I'm quite excited. Bye. At first, I was sort of regretting buying them, but I think this will be a very interesting friendship. They seem to share that same hunger for knowledge. I'll soon find out all I can about you, Gaia. And then I'll squash you like the pathetic bug you are.